Cordial greeting to turn partners. My name is Camila Carvajal, and today I'm going to develop the text number 3 for Advanced English 2 course. And this activity consists in read aloud my fairy tale story, and I'm going to share with you right now. So, my fairy tale story is about Christine Weller and the friendly squirrel. Once upon a time, there was a brave girl called Christine Weller. She was on the way to see her father, Raymond Weller, when she decided to take a shortcut through Weird Forest. It was long before Christine got lost. She looked around, but all she could see were trees. Nervously, she fell into her bag for her favorite toy, Mrs. Squash. Miss Squash. But Mrs. Squash was nowhere to be found. Christine began to panic. She felt sure she had pecked Miss Squash. To make matters worse, she was starting to feel hungry. Unexpectedly, she was a friendly squirrel dressed in a white pants disappearing into the trees. How odd, though, Christine! For the want of anything better to do, she decided to follow the peculiarly dressed squirrel. Perhaps it could tell him the way out of the forest. Eventually, Christine reached a clearing. In the clearing were two houses, one made from tomatoes and one made from hamburger. Christine could feel her tummy rumble. Looking at the houses did nothing to ease her hunger. Hello, she called. Is anybody there? Nobody replied. Christine looked at the roof on the closet's house and wondered if it would be good to eat somebody else's chimney. Obviously, it would be impolite to eat a whole house, but perhaps it would be considered acceptable to nibble the old fixture or lick the odd fitted in a time of need. A click broke through the air, giving Christine a freak. A witch jumped into the space in front of the houses. She was carrying a cage. In the cage was Mrs. Squatch. Mrs. Squatch showed Christine. She turned to the witch. That's my toy. The witch just shrugged. Give Mrs. Squatch back, cried Christine. No, your Nelly, said the witch. Unless Alice let Mrs. Squatch out of that cave. Before she could reply, the friendly squirrel in the white pants rushed in front a footpath on the other side of the clearing. Hello, Mrs. Squirrel, said the witch. Good morning. The squirrel noticed Mrs. Squatch. Who is this? That's Mrs. Squatch, explained the witch. Oh, Mrs. Squatch would look lovely in my house. Give it to me, demanded the squirrel. The witch shook her head. Mrs. Squatch is staying with me. Excuse me, Christine interrupted. Mrs. Squatch live with me and not in the cage. But Big Squirrel ignored her. Is there nothing in your trade? He asked the witch. The witch thought for a moment, then said, I do like to be entertaining. I will release him to anybody who can eat a wolf from dog. Big Squirrel looked at the house made for hamburger and said, No problem, I could eat an entire house made for hamburger if I wanted to. There's no need to show off, said the witch. Just eat one from that and it will let you have Mrs. Squatch. Christine watched it, feeling very bored. She didn't want the witch to give Mrs. Squatch to Mrs. Squirrel. She didn't think Mrs. Squatch would like living with a friendly squirrel away from her house and all her other toys. Big Squirrel put on his bed and withdrew a knife and fork from his pocket. I will eat this whole house, said Big Squirrel. Just watch. Big Squirrel pulled off a corner of the front door door of the house made from hamburger. He gulped it down, smiling, and went back for more and more and more. Eventually, Big Square started to get bigger, just a little bit bigger at first. But after a few more fourfolds of hamburgers, he grew to the size of a large snowball, and he was every bit as round. I don't feel too good, said Big Squire. Suddenly he started to roll, had grown so round that he could no longer balance. Help! He cried, and he rolled off down a slope into the forest. Big Squirrel never finished eating the front door made from hamburger, and Miss Squatch remained trapped in the cage. "That's it," said the witch. "I win. I get to keep Mrs. Squatch." "No so fast." "No so fast," said Christine. "There is still one front door to go. The front door of the house made from tomatoes, and I haven't had a turn yet." "I don't have to give you a turn," laughed the witch. "My game, my rules." The woodcutter's voice carried through the forest. "I think you should give her a chance. It's not only fair." "Fine," said the witch. "But you saw what happened to the squirrel. She won't last long." "I will be right back," said Christine. "What?" said the witch. "With this sense of impassion, though you wanted Mrs. Squatch back?" Christine ignored the witch and grated a hefty pile of sticks. She came back to the clearing and started a small campfire. Carefully, she broke off a piece of the door of the house made from tomato and toasted it over the fire. Once it had cooked a color just a little, she took a bite and she quickly devoured the whole piece. Christine sat down on a nearby log. You fell, clacked the witch. "You were supposed to eat the whole dog." "I haven't finished it," explained Christine. "I'm just waiting for my food to go down." When Christine's food has digested, she broke off another piece of the door made from tomatoes. Once more, she tossed her fork over the fire and waited for it to cool just a little. She ate she ate it at a leisurely pace, they then waited for it to digest. Eventually, after several sittings, Christine was down to the final piece of the door made from tomatoes. Carefully, she toasted it and allowed it to cool just a little. She finished her final course. Christine had eaten the entire front door of the house made from tomatoes. The witch stamped her foot angrily. "You must have tricked me," she said. "I don't reward cheating." "I don't think so," said a voice. It was a woodcutter. He walked back into the clearing, crying in his eyes, "This little bird won't fair and square. Now hand over Mrs. Squash, or I will chop you broomstick in half." The witch looked horrified. She grabbed her broomstick and placed it behind her. Then, half finished, she opened the door of the cage. Christine hurried over. Christine hurried over and grabbed Mrs. Squatch, checking that her favorite dog was all right, for not only Mrs. Squatch was unhurt. Christine take to Woodcutter, grabbed a crazy bear, and hurried to meet Raymond. It was starting to get dark. When Christine got to Raymond's house, her father threw his arms around her. "I was so worried," cried Raymond. "You're very late." As Christine described her day, she could tell that Raymond didn't believe her, so she grabbed a napkin from her pocket. "What's that?" asked Raymond. Christine unwrapped a doorknob made from hamburger pudding, she said. Raymond almost fell or fell off his chair. This is the end. Thank you for your attention. Bye.